Hey everybody, Kyle Goth here from GoatFilmReviews.com and the Goat Film Reviews YouTube channel, and I've got my quick reaction. I just got back from a press screening of the new David Leitch film, The Fall Guy. This is based on the original Lee Majors-led TV series, but I should warn you, it feels more in line with kind of a 21 Jump Street style redo, where I don't think inherently it's making fun of the concept as much, but it's taking it in a completely different direction. I really enjoyed this movie. I'm going to say it right at the outset. I could be a little biased because there was a significant number of Miami Vice references, which is an easy way to win my heart. But I really liked Ryan Gosling in the lead role. I thought he actually had terrific chemistry with Emily Blunt. I wasn't sure because I hadn't seen them together. They both seemed to have different performance styles, so I wasn't sure about the actual chemistry that they would be able to have on screen, but it works really well. I think Gosling works really well with director David Leitch, who is a former stuntman. Or I guess, do you ever stop being a stuntman? He is now a stuntman turned director, I guess, who recently did films like Bullet Train. He did Atomic Blonde. He did Hobbs and Shaw, Deadpool 2, a number of these. And I think he'd worked on the John Wick films as well. So David Leitch has kind of elevated this very specific fun stunt action style. I mean, all of his movies have kind of had that level of it's heavy action, but we're having a lot of fun at the same time. We're being a little ludicrous at times even. And there's a lot of that at play here too. The film does feel like a natural progression of Bullet Train, with a higher emphasis on character interactions than I initially had thought. Yeah, I enjoyed what the film had to bring. It felt like it carried the spirit of The Fall Guy. Whereas The Fall Guy, the original TV series, was very much entrenched in the action of its time, in the the stunt world of its time. This does feel like a natural progression to being about films of today. I had some questions about the timeline of the film because Gosling's character said he worked on Miami Vice, I believe, and I don't know if he's got the right age for that. So this movie might be set a few years ago because that doesn't seem to line up 100%. I could have missed something there though. Winston Duke plays the stunt coordinator, who's also kind of co-pilot with Gosling. I actually wish they got more time together because the few scenes that they share, the few action set pieces that they share, actually were really good. Basically, the film follows Gosling's character as he's trying to find out what happened to the lead actor on the new film he's working on. It happens to be a film that's being directed by a first-time director played by Emily Blunt, who's a person that Gosling's character has a lot of history with. So he wants to prove himself again by finding this lead actor, solving this mystery so that he can perhaps win her heart and save her movie. Good enough idea. I think that works pretty well. I think every single action set piece in the film has a unique flavor to it. They're all a lot of fun. They pair up with the music nicely. I like that it seems like the I Was Made for Lovin' You song was actually integrated into the score. It shows up throughout 90% of the film, and it's a really clever use of music in a score setting, and kind of extrapolating it out. It wasn't just that simple, like we took an older song and we like slowed it down to make everything tense and spooky. No, it was still kind of having fun and a playful attitude with that. It does struggle from that similar problem that a lot of films have had recently, where it's probably got one too many scenes in its climax, like one too many extended pieces where it's like we could have ended it earlier. That being said, the finale is a lot of fun, so it's hard to say that I would want to cut it. It just did feel that pacing near the end of the film, but it's one of the better paced movies of the year when considering how poor a lot of the pacing has been in this year and in a lot of recent years. Drew Pearce wrote the screenplay. It's got some clever setups and callbacks, some really clever dialogue. It's cute, it's funny, but it's playful, and it's never really taking itself too seriously. But there was actually things in the film, while I expected certain elements of the narrative to play out as they did, I thought maybe it was a little easy to guess where it was going. Those elements played into the story that Leitch, as a director, wants to tell about the place of the stuntman in the film world. I mean, Gosling had said at one point, this is basically a big push to get the Oscars to recognize stunt work. And it's true. There's a moment actually where someone says, but you guys don't get Oscars, right? And I half expected Gosling to look right at the camera and say, yep. He didn't, but like I expected that to be the case. That's the kind of level of playfulness that the film seems to have with itself. I think this is an incredibly crowd-pleasing film. Being in the theater, not just with the critics I was with, but with a number of the fans, there was a lot of heavy, like, clap-out-loud moments. people were really enjoying themselves in the theater, and I was playing off that as well. There's an energy to the film that I do think works really well in a nice theatrical setting. So I would say if you're going to check out this film, if you're interested in it, this weekend, opening weekend, is the time to see The Fall Guy. I quite like the film. It's currently on my top films of the year list, but of course we're still very early into the year, so I don't know if it's going to like stick there the entire year. I don't think it's as good as Bullet Train or Deadpool 2 from Leitch, but I do think it's better than say, you know, Atomic Blonde, which I wasn't big on Atomic Blonde, or his other his Fast and the Furious film Hobbs and Shaw. I think this is definitely above that in terms of understanding that playfulness between comedy, action, storytelling. And I think, yeah, it was a hoot. It was a hoot. That's what I can give the film. Is it definitely was an absolute hoot. Go ahead and let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below about The Fall Guy once you've had a chance to see the film. And give me your ranking of David Lynch's directorial efforts down there as well. Maybe I'll do a ranking of those. I've been really trying to like rack my head about should I start doing rankings on this channel, and I think this might be a place where I'd like to start. Let me know down in the comment section your thoughts on the film, though. And while you're down there, please like and subscribe. There are 2 free things you can do that help support the channel immensely, and you never miss new episodes of the show as they drop. You can also find goatfilmreviews.com for my many written reviews. You can find Goat Film Reviews on Facebook. You can follow me personally at Almighty Goatman on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and Threads. And you can find my show, Kyle and Nick on Film, that I co-host with Nick Plodchuk from the St. Paul Filmcast. We have new episodes of that show every single week. All the things I just mentioned, they're down in the description for the video, so go ahead and check those out. We'll see you next time.